This is going to be a short update video on my colony of Camponotus Nicobarensis. It has been more than a year since you last saw them, and here they are, doing great so far. Although this Camponotus species is uncommon in the suburbs, it is abundant in rural areas. I caught my first queen on the outskirts of the city from where I am from many years ago. I still remember that there were only 4 successful queens out of about 12 that I caught that night. These are some of the exotic Camponotus species one can find here, with a very fast development and a magnificent reddish to yellowish and brown color appearance. Over the years of keeping them, I have been surprised at how fast they grow, but there are times when they slowed down in the brood's production. It has happened so many times before, that I am not worried. They usually bounce back on their own after 2 months. Brood development only takes 30 days, and the queen can lay a large number of eggs in a short period of time. Most people believe they live in colder environments with high humidity, but this is not true. I keep them in rooms with temperatures ranging from 26 degrees Celsius at night to 29 degrees Celsius during the day. Because of the temperature variation, they love to forage aggressively for a few hours before midday when the temperature is still not at its highest. I kept them in a store-bought acrylic nest up until today, and I am sure they can settle in any place with a suitable nest you put them in as long as there is moisture for humidity. Typically, they like both dry and humid areas, but that is not a reason for not giving them access to water. Without drinking water, it will negatively affect the development of the colony. Some of you may have noticed that my nest is clean most of the time, and I do this every year for a major nest cleaning to ensure that they have livable spaces, which they sometimes occupy with their trash made out of pupae shells. On the other hand, general cleanliness in the outworld has to be maintained every 2 weeks or so. My Nicobarensis colonies have been noticeably different over the years. They used to be much more aggressive in defending the nest and would not run back into the nest, even with my disturbance in the outworld. In the past, when I put food into the nest, you could actually see and hear them knocking their gasters against the floor in the outworld, which was a warning to me to stay away. All that is no longer observable, now it is all calm, and I really miss their temper tantrums. Presently, I really like their calm attitude, especially during the day, but at night, they are active in the outworld, where they spend most of their time. This is the perfect time to feed them, and that is what this video is about. I have no problems feeding these guys, as they will eat almost anything you give them, which is usually whatever insect feeders or sugary liquids I can get my hands on at the time. As for rich protein insect feeders, you can consistently give dubia roaches. I feed this colony protein every 3 to 4 days, which I think is a balance between growth and development. I really don't want to see them outgrow their nest, which I want to avoid, but on the other hand, I want them to have a decent development. I give them enough protein, and usually nearly all of it is gone by the next morning and only the empty shells are left. I also give them small pieces of fruit as treats, but I never leave those in the nest for longer than a day. They usually grow moldy the following days, but I believe it won't do any harm to the ants if you have forgotten to remove them, as mold can only grow on organic and moist substances. This might be off topic, but in general, ants can use their own formic acid to disinfect themselves. I have read about this somewhere, whereby they consume their own formic acid to kill harmful parasites and bacteria in their stomachs, thereby reducing the risk of diseases that can cause death. You can think of it as a stomach reliever or a nutritional antibiotic. I am not sure if this is true, but I do know that in battle, if too much formic acid is sprayed, the ant colony could also kill not only enemies but themselves. How interesting is that? Anyway, I will leave you guys alone to finish the rest of the video. Watching them feast on mealworms, crickets, and honey water may be therapeutic. I hope you will stay on and watch my beautiful Camponotus Nicobarensis ant colony, and for now, thank you for watching the Ants Subang YouTube channel.